on Thursday. You can do it as homework. It's very simple and similar to some of the questions we did earlier. I'm just doing it so this video doesn't get too long. But when I reteach this lesson, I'll make sure to go through that question. And now let's do the final page. So thinking questions are always going to be one of those questions where you say to yourself, oh my god, we never learned this in class. And that's what a thinking question is. It's something that you haven't seen a carbon copy of, but you have the tools and the knowledge from that unit to do it. So those will always be the most challenging challenging questions. So on the same set of axes, draw the graphs of 3 different functions of f of x such that f of 2 is equal to 1 and f of 5 is equal to 3. Now, again, once you catch on to what to do, the question isn't complicated. But on the same set of axes, so I'm going to try and get 3 different colors of pen. So I'm going to grab this, just a nice rough sketch. Now it's saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's saying, sorry, let me just label this here, that when f of 2, so when my x value is 2, my y value, or the value of my function, is going to be 1. And when f is 5, so this point right here, my y value is going to be 3. So all I need are 3 different functions that obviously pass the vertical line test, or else they wouldn't be functions, obviously, that pass through these 2 points. That's all it's saying. So I can have, one second, let me just get those different colored pens before I start writing. I'm going to use blue, black, and then I've got like a teal. Okay, so first one, nice and easy. I can just grab a line that passes through those 2 points. Again, I'm giving you 3 different functions, but technically there's an infinite number of functions that can do this. So that's, I'm just going to label it 1. That's my first function that can satisfy those conditions. Now, with my black pen, sorry for the shadow, I'm going to do a parabola that does the same thing. So I'm going to start it over, here, and instead of it being a straight line, sorry, I'm just going to try and sort out how I can do this. I'm going to start it over here. It's going to be a parabola that does this very wide parabola. Not a perfect drawing, but it doesn't have to be a perfect drawing. There we go. Perfect. So that's another one, and let's do a wave function. So I can have something that looks like sine or cosine that passes through here, goes down, then comes up, and then keeps repeating. Oh, and I forgot to label the second one. So they look very strange, but the point is that they all meet the only conditions that the question gave to me, right? It said each of these functions, when x is equal to 2, my y value needs to be 1, which is true for all 3. And when f is equal to 5, or my, not f is equal to 5, when x is equal to 5, my function needs to be equal to 3, which, again, I made all 3 satisfy the same conditions. Okay. Now, pause that, and pause the video and write down any questions you might have. If you don't, then try the next question on your own, and pause the video, of course, and then when you're ready to see the solution, unpause to see it. So, it says f of x is equal to mx plus b, a linear function in which f is equal to 2, or f of 2 is equal to 1, and f of minus 3 is equal to 11. So it's just asking me for the equation. And this is basically just a way of rewording this type of question that you've definitely seen, or at least I hope you've seen in grade 9. So find equals y equals mx plus b when that passes through these 2 points, right? When x is equal to 2, my y is equal to 1, right? That's what basically this part is saying, because when I plug in x is equal to 2, my function is going to give me 1. And my other point, which will be when x is equal to minus 3, my y value will be equal to 11. And we've got x1, y1, x2, y2. And the 2 components of any linear function that I need are the slope and the y-intercept. So we use our formula for slope. x2, no, it's not x2, I almost forgot the formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's what happens when you do math when you're sleepy. So I'm going to grab y2, which is 11, minus 1 over negative 3 minus 2, which will then give me, so I'm just going to do m for my slope. 11 minus 1 is just going to be 10, and then minus 3 minus 2 will give me minus 5, and like I said, don't leave the denominator negative. I'm going to move the minus in front, and then 10 divided by 5 is just equal to 2. So minus 2 is my slope. So now I've just got y is equal to minus 2x plus b. And now I can plug either one of my points in to find my b value, right? I still need this. And always make your life easier. I'm not going to plug in minus 3 and 11 to work with a negative and a larger number. I'm going to work with 2 small positive numbers. So I'm going to work with y is equal to 1, then minus 2 times 2, which is my x value, plus b. And now I've got a really easy equation to solve in order to find my y-intercept. Minus 2 times 2 is going to give me minus 4 plus b. Move this over to the other side to make it 1 plus 4, so 5 is equal to b. And now I have all the ingredients for success, right? I've got f of x, because it's asking me for my general formula. So f of x is going to be equal to my minus 2x plus 5. I'm just putting everything together. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully, most of this lesson made sense. Just the big takeaways that I want you to remember from this lesson is just understanding. I'm going to write it down here. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Understanding function notation. And that just means when you see f of x is equal to, I'm just going to pick something really simple like x squared. It's just, this is the value of function. So our output given our input. So when I plug in a value for x, I perform this equation in order to find out what the value of my function will be. Alright, and other than that, takeaway is just to solve these types of problems. So being able to simplify equations if you need to plug in something for x, or try and interpret a graph or create a graph if you need to of a function. But other than that, I will see you on Thursday. Again, I've mentioned it before, but I will be reteaching this lesson, so don't stress out if you don't understand it. I will be going through the lesson a little faster than I normally would, so please make sure you watch this video. But I will see you on Thursday.